As you can see here, I've sandblasted and painted this exhaust manifold. It looks pretty spectacular, but it's the only paint I had that was high temperature. I should have done it black, but I didn't have any. Anyway, the thing is, all the bolts that came out I'm replacing with stainless steel. The reason for that is that there are dissimilar metals, because we want, if this ever goes wrong again, which it may do in the future, we want it easy to take out, because they are notoriously difficult, as you've probably already seen. So what we're going to do, first of all, I'm going to install our blanking plate. I got this off Britpart. I suppose I could have knocked one out myself, but they were only cheap. Now the thing is, because it's an exhaust, we're not going to use the aluminium thread guard. We're going to use copper. This is good to, what's it say here, 980 degrees Celsius, so that should be pretty good, shouldn't it? I've got the bolts here. Give them a little dab. I've also got spring washers on because I don't want them to fall out. Alright, we're going to do this bit first because we'll get it out of the way. The next thing, because this face is a bit manky, bit pitted, we're going to use some high temperature silicone. This is good for 232 degrees Celsius. I use it on my stove, but it's clear, so it doesn't make a mess, if you see what I mean. So we're just going to put a little smear on this face. Put a bit more on. Take the gasket. Now the gasket isn't included in the kit. Beware. So if you're going to buy this, get a gasket as well. We're going to give it a quick settle down. We'll put some silicone on the outside just for look. And plug up our silicone with a handy drill. So there we go. Get it smeared on, so because we don't want that to leak. Next, put the plate on. Now I've already tapped out the holes M8 as far as I could right down at the bottom. And now we're going to take our bolts and simply start them in the holes. Stainless should be good as a, you know, for dissimilar metals. I don't know why they use steel, probably because they were cheap. I should get some black eye temperatures. They say this paint is good to like 300 degrees. I doubt it, but there we go. And we'll just tighten them down progressively. No need to be sort of super monster tight because we don't want to strip them. There we go. That's a good nip down. And of course you can see there's a little bit of a squidge out here of silicone, but it's not all over. The next thing, we're going to fit the turbo. Now this could be a little bit of an interest. We've got to fit the circlip first. Now I've just sandblasted this in my fine sandblasting cabinet, but I want you to observe there is a little chamfer on here. That means it only goes in one way. This side goes towards the turbo housing, the aluminium part. If you get it in the other way around, you'll have a hell of a job trying to seal it. So let me go and get that part. So here's the housing, and you can see it cleaned up absolutely beautifully in the vapor honing machine. It gets right inside, takes all that carbon and oil and rubbish out of there. It's a nice piece of kit. You will observe here that the hose is split. Can you see? So we're going to replace that, but we'll replace it once it's on. Alright, so, as again, we're going to use all our old bits and pieces up. Now, which way round does it go? Well, I took the liberty of putting a little pop mark on there for the top. That's not the top, is it? So we're going to pop that on and make sure that we've got another O-ring in there, but I put paint on it. And that sits down nicely in there. Now, when we put our ring on, we're going to find our snap ring. We might have to move this around a little bit to get this in. I think I should have put it in first, but tell you what, let me get set up first with my Circlip Pliers, because I'm looking around madly for them, I can't find them. Back here it goes. I've got the circlip. I'm going to put it on the right way around. First of all, I'm going to just put a little bit of that copper anti-seize on this ring, so it's going to make it a little bit easier if in the future we need to take it out. Now remember, a lot of this anti-seize stuff has got a lot of lubricant in it and not much copper, as you can see here. I don't know why I bother really. Anyway, never mind, let's go. So let's just double check this. The plain side goes towards the bottom of the turbo. Might have to lift this up a little bit. Get this in. No, I don't. I'm lying again. Now we're going to turn the ring so we can get good access to it, because we might have to do a little bit of an adjustment on this. Good pair of Circlip pliers. You can't beat them. I've had these for years. They're interchangeable with all the bits and pieces. Actually, these came from Clark in the UK, but you can get them just about anywhere really. But the nice thing is they've got a ratchet and they lock, so that's really important sometimes. Now, of course, that doesn't quite reach my circlip. Funny, isn't it? Let's take it out again. Yeah, now it's on. So I've preloaded it, if you see what I mean. There we go. Oh shit! Now wait a minute. How am I going to get that round? Now I'll have to take this off here. There we go. Now we pull them in. They are tight. There. It's in. We release the tension, and that now is in place. Now you can see here, whilst just this is silicone air hose. It's 3/8 over here, but it's 10mm really. And when you want to blank plugs off and things like this is excellent stuff. You don't get anything in there. I'm going to put it back in for now, so we don't get dirt in there. Now I think I've got it in the right place. I'm just going to sort of mock it up and see where it goes. So let's just put that to one side, and I'll get some paper and I'll tidy that up. One thing we've got to check is make sure that the wastegate valve is nice and free. This one's lovely. See? Now, putting the turbo in is a bit of a pain. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. So I'm going to put a little bit of thread guard on there. Like I say, I did tap out the holes, the threads, so they've already been done. And again, we're going to use stainless steel. I've also sandblasted these plates. Now what you've got to do is sort of line it up so that the wastegate is in line here with this shaft here. But don't hammer it in yet, because we've got to get the little plate on this thing. Now these are tricky, but we're lined up there for the turbo, so we're going to start our bolts with them sticking out a bit, not quite like that, because I'm thinking about something else. I thought I'd better put some thread guard on here. Let's do this one first, because this one's an easy one to get to, and they are only short bolts as well. So I think what we're going to have to do is sort of back off the cartridge a bit to get the bolts started. Then we can turn it. Now it's not wise to put thread guard inside the thread holes, because you could crack the casting. And there's no spring washers on these either. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Even I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. They're tricky. That's one on. Getting caught in my jacket now. Let's get another one on. Yeah, this is the problem. The bolts are just a little bit too long. So they are the right length, but you've got to sort of jiggle this piece around so you can get the thread started. This is not advisable to do on the car. I did have these bolts in there, so I know they fit. Yeah. Now this has got to be a bit fiddly, so I'll do the other side, because you can't really see, but that's basically what we're up against. We've got to back this off to get the bolts in. Let me do this tricky little item down here, then we'll come back. Right, I've got the bolts almost screwed down. The next thing, I'm just going to put a little bit of copper grease on the pivot, and this is where it gets tricky. Now that's got to be nice and square to here, so this piece here doesn't really turn because we didn't adjust the rod. So now we're going to try and push this on somehow. I like that look. Make sure it's down, and then we're going to try and put the clip on. Now don't lose these clips because they are kind of small and easy to lose. Next, all we have to do is progressively tighten up the turbo. Now you'll observe here I'm using my special turbo spanner. What it is just a regular cheap spanner, but I've ground it down ever so thin so it can get between the fins, and this has also been ground down so it can get in, because otherwise you can't get a regular spanner into there. You see what I mean? So let's get that tightened down progressively. And the turbo hasn't got a gasket in it. There's no gasket in this bad boy. All it is metal to metal. So these bolts have got to be tight. Now we've got that far. Yeah, you see, look, I can get now in with my ring spanner. Tighten this down progressively. Open it to the side. It's got to be square. And you can't tighten it up too much because those little plates hit against the flange sides. But at least we know now that that can't come out. There we go. That's good, isn't it? That's all nice and square. Now we've got to find a piece of hose for here, because I can't shorten that down anymore. Let's put the top on this because it's really messy stuff, this stuff. All over the bench. Copper slip gets everywhere. All these thread guards get everywhere, don't they? Right, let's get this off. Simple clinch with a pair of pliers. We'll take the pipe off. Best doing it now rather than on the job, if you see what I mean. Tease that off, because we want to get the length if possible. There we go. Yeah, that's looking miserable. Oh, look at that there. Can you see? It's split. And now we've got to find a piece of hose. Now that could be a challenge. Well, all I could find similar was a piece of braided fuel hose. It's rubber and it should do the job. There's a nice tight fit on here and on here. And again, anything's better than a leaky hose, if you see what I mean. There we go. Now let's test it when I get a decent air gun. Right, here goes. I'm going to just put my finger across the hole inside the turbo, and we're going to watch and see if the actuator moves. That's working fine, look. It's just that I can't block the hole up very well. That's good. No leaks out of there. Kind of happy with that. Just got to put the stud back in here, which I think I'll do now rather than on the car. We'll throw that piece of hose away. No, we won't. And next thing, we've got to find the gasket and fit this oil return pipe. Now, does the orientation look right? Looks alright to me. Because like I said, now we've got the circlip here on the outside. If we need to move the turbo around, we can move it around, but because the actuator is all in place, I think we're going to be good. Let me find a gasket for this.